Welcome back, folks, for another new segment on my channel that I like to promote as a what's coming up next for World of Tanks. So basically, for the 9.3 patch, you're gonna see a lot of new light tanks introduction to the game, as well as the infamous nerf to the KV-1S. Now the KV-1S will lose that 122mm cannon and gonna be changed from tier 6 tank to a tier 5 tank coming after the KV-1 or alongside the KV-1. So there's gonna be a lot of changes coming within 9.3 patch. Now as for the light tanks, Germans will receive a tier 8 light tank coming right after the Crab Panther, the Ask Panther at tier 7. This new tank called the RU-251 will be a tier 8 German light tank. So basically it will be in competition against the WZ-132, which is the Chinese tier 8 light tank. So that's the main competitor. Where the hell is it? There it is. Also against a new American tier 8 light, as well as a new Russian light tank at tier 8. I don't know if it's a light tank or probably a medium tank, but also competing is the AMX 1390, which is the French tier 8 light tank. So there's going to be a lot of new tanks at high tiers, which is mostly light tanks. So basically I'm going to show you the picture right now. So as you can see here, coming right after the Ask Panther is going to be a new tier 8 light tank for the Germans called the RU-251. Now this is basically an early model of the Leopard. I look at a few pictures, so it kind of looks like a Leopard tank. So if people enjoy playing the Leopard, so people might enjoy playing the new tier 8 light. So I don't know if it's going to play like a sniping medium / light tank or like a traditional light tank, but coming from the Ask Panther, the Ask Panther plays more of a sniper because it's slower than most tier 7 light tanks. So this tank might also be a sniper / light tank at tier 8. So here are some pictures of the RU-251. It kind of looks like a Leopard, so it's pretty much an early model of the Leopard. Now it does come with a 90mm gun. I think it comes with a 90mm gun, but it's going to be playing more of a sniping light tank, like all the German tanks with good accuracy and gun dispersion. So it's going to be a more of a sniping light for the Germans. Now let's talk about the Americans. The Americans will get a new line coming after the Chafee. So basically right now the Chafee can only go up to artillery, the M41 artillery. But coming with the 9.3 patch, you're going to see a new tank coming at tier 7, tier 8, as well as tier 6. Tier 6, tier 7, tier 8. These are going to be new light tanks for the Americans. They will not have autoloaders like the T-71 or the T-69, but these will be all traditional light tanks with single shot cannons. So basically at tier 6, we'll have the T-37. Where the hell is it? There it is, the T-37, which is basically like the Chafee. It is an upgraded model of the Chafee. You can see a picture here. So it's like a freaking Chafee. So it's an advanced model of the Chafee. Spoiler alert. And tier 7, we have the Texas Walker Bulldog, so the M41 Bulldog. So that's going to be a nice new addition. It's another upgrade to the Chafee. So it is designed to be replacing the Chafee. So it's going to be a fun little light tank to play around with. And at tier 8, you're going to have a renamed T49. Now, original T49 is going to rename to the T67. But this new T49, based on the picture, looks like a very heavily upgraded Chafee with a Pershing turret or some sort of Pershing turret, but I cannot tell from this picture. But it is going to be a very big competitor towards the WZ-132 or the AMX 1390. So it is a main competitor at tier 8 for our light tank. Now you go lead directly into the T-54E1, which is an autoloading medium, continuing from this line. But yeah, it's going to be 3 new light tanks going to be introduced for the Americans. Alright, let's talk about the Russians. So for the Russians, KV-1S will lose that 122mm cannon, which means KV-1S will no longer be in the holy trinity of tier 6 Russian heavy tank. So this tank will be moved right alongside the KV-1. So KV-1 will go up to the KV-1S sideways, going to the KV-85, going into the Joseph Stalin at tier 7. So that's gonna be suck for anyone who already have a KV1S. Now, I don't know if this is gonna be true or not, but if you already have a KV1S, I think you will be compensated with a KV85, and as well as having a KV1S. So basically, Wargaming is gonna give you a garage slot with the original KV1S as well as a new KV85. Now, this only happens before with T30 moving from a tier 10 American heavy tank to a tier 9 American tank destroyer. So this is gonna be a lot of changes. So I don't know yet, but yeah, Wargaming is not gonna disappoint you by giving you a crappy KV1S at tier 5 and not give you anything at tier 6. So don't worry about that. Wargaming got you covered from past experiences. So don't worry about that. But also, the MT25 will be moved right up here alongside the T34, going to a new tier 7 Russian light / medium tank, I don't know yet, at tier 7 called the LTTB, which moves on to a new tier 8 Russian medium tank, the T54 light. So I'm going to show you the picture right now. So as you can see here, there's going to be a new tank at tier 7 for the Russians called the LTTB. Now this might be a light tank or might be a medium tank, I don't know yet, but it's going to come right after the MT25. Going right here, moving to alongside the new tier 8 medium tank for the Russians, the T54 light. This is probably a light version of the original T54 with reduced armor and probably a 100mm cannon. So this is going to be a new tank at tier 8. Probably have very good turret armor. I think it might have good turret armor, I don't know yet. But also, no, there's a new tank, premium tank at tier 6 for the Russians, the T3485M. So that's going to be a new premium tank introduction, as well as a new KV85 going to replace the KV1S. So as you can see here, here's the KV1S coming right after KV1, then going to right alongside the Joseph Stalin. KV13 is still going to be at tier 7, so there's not going to be a lot of change. So, but the main problem is KV1S is going to get nerfed, or main benefactor, one of which depends on your point of view. So these are the main changes towards the tanks within the tech tree with World of Tanks. Now that's probably all the changes for the tech tree coming in 9.3 patch. What's confirmed though is that there's going to be changes for the tier 10 British medium and heavy tank, the FE4202 and the FE215B. These two tanks will be now placed into tier 8 premium tanks, and replacing them will be the Action Centurion for the tier 10 medium and the early model of the Challenger tank for tier 10 heavy. So yeah, you're gonna have replacements for these two tanks. Now if you already have these two tanks, you'll be compensated with a new tier 10 medium or heavy tank, as well as the tier 8 premium tanks if you already have them. So that's gonna be nice for Wargaming. But other than that, about the 9.3 patch and the changes to the tech tree, as well as the nerf for the KV1S, I think the light tanks are going to be fun. It's going to be really fun to see different challengers of light tank battles at high tiers, alongside the T71 as well as the AMX 1390. So you're going to have some new competitors at high tier. But what's really important is the nerf for the KV1S. Now I think the nerf really needs to happen for the KV1S because the gun is too goddamn good at tier 6. It will instantly derp all tier 4 tanks, most tier 4 tanks, and shave off more than 85% of health on tier 5 tanks, even one-shot tier 5 tanks. So the KV1S does need this nerf. So I'm sorry, Cameron, for that hard grind to the KV1S. Now you have a nerf KV1S in my opinion, but still, it's a much needed nerf. I'm sorry, but other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll probably do more if more news come out. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So it's probably gonna be a new segment on my channel where I'm gonna promote new news when they come out and stuff like that. But before I leave off, I want you to support these guys, the news site called For the Record. Now I get my World Tank news from these guys, and they're pretty good. They give you a lot of info. So head to their website if you can, and they're very good. It's like a blog site, so you can donate or directly by PayPal, but I'm broke as hell, so shit. But other than that, I'll promote these guys on my channel, and go over to their website if you want more World of Tank news. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and comment, subscribe, Tell me what I did wrong, or tell me what you more like to see, or tell me how you think about the KV-1S nerf. It's gonna be pretty devastating. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.